Booking in viewings with tenants is extremely hard work, but not anymore. I'm going to show you how to use TinyTask in Calendly to automate the entire process. And welcome to this tutorial on how to use Calendly and Spare Room and so forth to automate your viewings. Now, I've got a couple of things up on my screen here. Firstly, we've got Calendly. I'll show you how this works in just a second. And we've got the Spare Room advert. Now, of course, anyone who's well versed at letting their own property will have used Spare Room in the past. So you've got a great advert, of course, with loads of pictures. Now, you'll see here that I've got CGIs. It's mainly because the property isn't ready yet for professional photography. I like to let in advance so that there's minimal void periods, as you probably know if you have listened to my blogs before. So, with all these pictures and things, you'll be getting heaps of inquiries. Now, all these inquiries will basically mean that you'll spend all day chained to the computer emailing people on Spare Room, but no more. Now, thanks to a little automation, I suppose, I can show you how to automatically get loads and loads of people to view your property. Now, very, very exciting stuff, of course. It starts with a couple of things. Firstly, you will have to draw up a really nice Spare Room message that you are going to send to all of the people looking in a certain price range. So I have got here a nice message for all the people that I think would be interested in this. Hi there, hope you're well. I think I've got a lovely property. If you'd like to view, book yourself in here. You can see here I've got a little calendar link for the viewings. Now, you can do as many viewing slots as you like, but the key thing is that if they satisfy these requirements, that they are who they say they are and they earn what they say they earn, they're not unemployed or on housing benefits and all the things that you may or may not want to avoid, then the thing is they look here and they book in here. So let's follow this link and see what comes up. Well, I'll save you the trouble. It goes to the Calendly page, and I've already pre-set up a viewing slot or two, so they can just go ahead and book in a time that they can view. So I've set up on this system that they can view either on Saturday or Wednesday. They can see the slots that are still available, so you can see there's not many slots available, just a few. Now, that creates a bit of demand as well, because they know that there's probably more slots that were available that are now gone. So it creates a sense of urgency, which is great. So how do you do all this? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out of Calendly now, and I'll show you how to set this up. So the system is twofold. You've got to use the Spare Room message system in conjunction with Calendly and in conjunction with another nice little program that I have called TinyTask. Now, TinyTask automates messaging. I'll show you how to use that in just a little bit, so I'll park him just here. What we're going to do first is go into Calendly. Now, if you've never used Calendly before, let me just start up an incognito window so I don't have to log out of it. Calendly.com. And what you will see here is a registration screen. So cutting straight to the chase, you basically sign up using your email, and it gives you 2 weeks to trial the system. Now, 2 weeks should be plenty because, of course, you're very skilled at closing these viewings and making sure that you get the right people through the door. You shouldn't need more than 2 weeks. If you do, obviously you can pay for this. I've not, to be honest, so I don't even know how much it costs. There you go, $8 a month, and you can probably cancel after a month if need be. So, right, fast forwarding through, you've registered with this, and now you can set up your viewing slots. So I'll leave you to have a play with that in your own time. You can set up these viewing slots. You can even sync it to your own calendar so it doesn't double book you or whatever. I suggest not doing that because I found that it conflicts with some all-day events. So I've got an all-day event sometime when I've got the kids, for example, and well, obviously I'm doing viewings in the evening when they're in bed, so it doesn't really affect it. But on the calendar thing, it blocks out that date and time so customers can't book that viewing slot. So you'll see here that I've booked in Saturday between 12 and 2, and I have actually fully booked all these slots. So 4 out of 4 spots are taken. So I'm showing around 4 people at a time. And that's fully booked here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to release some more viewing times there because crikey, I want to get some more people in on Saturday. So I'm going to change that to 6 actually. And here we go. I'm going to change that one to 6. Just free up some times and hopefully get some more people through the door. So you have a fiddle with that, and what it is, you've actually got a custom link. So if you go to copy URL and we paste that here, you can actually see what the customer sees. So you can say pick your time, and there's the property address that you're viewing, and you can set this all up so that they've got a confirmation email as well. Right, so that's stage 1. You've got your viewing system set up. Now we're going to use this message. So this link here, that links straight through to the viewing page. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just copy this into memory quickly using a right click and a copy. And now we're going to go back into spare room. And what we're going to do is we're going to search here for rooms wanted. And my place is in Peckham. So I'm going to type in Peckham and search. And guess what? We get 1,000+ results here. Now, not everyone's going to be suitable, obviously. So let's narrow that down a little bit. My rooms are between sort of 540 and 665. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch in 540 here. Maximum, say 675, because people will round and say, oh, well, actually, I'd like to pay 665, but let's make it 675. So there we go. So any room size, bills included in the rent. So I've just added a calculated figure for the bills and whatnot. And here we go. So professionals I'm looking for. Any gender, that's fine. Non-smoking, because I can't stand smoking in my property, well, let alone in its entirety. That's another matter. Right, and we're going to search. So 486 people match. Now, this is in a default search order. What that is, I do not know. But what I want is the newest ads on top. So you can see that the newest ads are on top. Now, this guy's sponsored. You can see I've contacted him before, actually. I've contacted her before because they're sponsored there at the top, you see. But all the newest people, like this cool Kiwi here, I've not contacted her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll through, and this is probably the only manual part of this particular process. So I'm just going to lock this into a new window here. And right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down Control, and I'm going to click on the photo here, and this is actually just out of your vision here, but there you go. See, it opens up a new tab. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll through all of these adverts and find the ones that I've not contacted yet. So here we go. I'll just open up a few. I'll just do the first page just as an example. Now, I've got a whole bunch of tabs available. Now, imagine if you go through 500 odd or 486 results here, and you could potentially, if this is the first time you're doing it, have 486 pages open. Now, you see this little 12 here? I've actually got a little nifty tab counter. If you go into the Google extension store, or the Chrome extension store, and Google tab counter, you can actually download a little plugin that just counts how many tabs you've got open. Now that's very useful. I'll tell you why. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on to the next tab here, and we are going to send out these messages. So what we're going to do is we're going to record with Tiny Task. Now remember, I have copied in that message into memory. So I'm just going to hit record here, hit email advertiser, press Control V for paste and hit send message. Now wait for that to send, and I'm going to press Control F4, which closes that tab. Now that is a loopable event. So what you're doing is you're clicking here, pasting there, hitting send, and then closing, so it goes on to the next tab. Now, there's a little option here under the configuration thing. Firstly, you can speed it up, so it's not as slow as I've just shown it. But what you can do is you can set the repeat count. So the number of playback loops is 1 currently. Now, you can see here that I've got 11 tabs open, but that is in total. I've got another browser open. So the number of tabs on this window is 8, and that's obviously including the little search one here. So there's 7 in total that I want this to loop for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit 7, and I'm going to move the screen back to where it was, because remember the mouse was recorded. Hit OK, and I'm going to hit play. So as soon as it hits play, it's actually taking control of my mouse, and this is completely automated. So this can do it 7 times, like I've just asked it to do. You can see that's on loop 1 of 7, and now it'll go to loop 2 of 7. You can do this 400, 500 times. You can walk away, have a cup of coffee, watch a football game, whatever it may be. And hopefully when you come back to your computer, you will turn up with a load of emails saying John Smith and Jane Doe have booked in for a viewing to your place in Peckham. And so that's how to automate the viewing process. So I hope you found that useful. If you do have any questions, feel free to drop me a line on social media. Just comment, like, and share. And look forward to speaking to you next time.